So finally, Kaśyapa Muni had to surrender to the obligation of his wife. He fulfilled her desire. Then after fulfilling her desire, so Kaśyapa Muni, so he took bath, and then with his controlled speech, in the mood of transcendental meditation, he went into the trance, and then he started meditating on the eternal effulgence or brahmajyoti, and he started chanting Gayatri mantra within his mouth. So as we all know, Gayatri mantra generally we don't chant loudly. Recommendation यही है कि गायत्री मंत्र को अपना मन से जप करना है, not even mouth open or movement of lips भी नहीं होना चाहिए. Why? Because it's a Vedic recommendation. So the mantra has potency only it is chanted silently. That's why it is called as Gayatri japa. Japa means as Prabhupada in the Purport he mentions about Vedic mantra when chanted within the mouth only so that only chanter can hear, it is called as japa. Even morning japa also, we call morning japa. Why? Because we don't chant loudly as such. We chant so that only we can hear, not like Gayatri where you cannot even open mouth, but at least we chant where we can hear comfortably. If we chant loudly, what will happen? Others will get disturbed. So, the temple hall, we cannot accommodate many devotees. So, it's a japa. So, one is japa, which has to be chanted. So, what is the meaning of japa? Japa means a Vedic mantra, which is chanted within the mouth, which will benefit only the chanter. So, Gayatri mantra, it is not for any, benefit of the mankind. It is meant for one's own benefit, purification of one's own life. So, then next comes kīrtana, where we chant Hare Krishna mahā-mantra. So we don't chant within the mouth. That's why Hare Krishna mantra is japa as well as kīrtana. So, but kīrtana is also very soft. But what happens in the kīrtana? Not only the chanter, even those who are nearby, those who are in the surroundings also get benefited. They also get purified. And then next level of kīrtana is sankirtana. So kīrtana is generally chanted when you are chanting alone, when you are chanting for yourself. So sankirtana is when it is chanted in a congregationally, when everyone together we chant, that is known as sankirtana. So Prabhupada in one place, of course in Vedic literature it is mentioned, sankirtana means Bahubir militva kirtana iti sankirtana. Bahubir militva. When many people, militva means when they get together, when they chant together. Kirtana iti sankirtana. So that kirtana is known as sankirtana. So sankirtana is for the benefit of the whole general mass, not only the chanter, not only the hearer, even the surrounding, even so the living entities, those who are not in human form, they also get benefited. So that's the meaning of sankirtana. So Prabhupada in one lecture, like Prabhupada had specifically given one lecture on what importance of sankirtan. Prabhupada starts, he comes on Vyasasana and he asks, what am I supposed to talk today? So devotee tells, we had planned your discourse on sankirtan. Oh, really sankirtan? So what is the meaning of sankirtan? Prabhupada asks a question. So what is the meaning of sankirtan? What is the definition of sankirtan? Congregational chanting, chanted together, chanted loudly. Okay, but what is the definition? Prabhupada mentions from one of the Vedic literature again, Prabhupada mentions sankirtana means samyak kīrtana. Samyak kīrtana. Samyak means, it is meant, samyak means for, it's mentioned together. Sorry, samyak means complete. Complete, and kīrtana means glorification. So complete glorification. And complete glorification of what? Prabhupada further mentions, okay, any complete glorification cannot be called as sankirtan. Complete glorification of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So that is known as sankirtana. So samyak kirtana, complete glorification. So that's why sankirtana means when we say Krishna, Krishna means Krishna's name, Krishna's form, Krishna's qualities, Krishna's pastimes, Krishna's paraphernalia. Everything is included in that. Similarly, Sankirtana means Samyak Kirtana. Every Krishna's all opulences, everything is included, and we are satisfying by doing Sankirtana. We are satisfying all these aspects. A devotee advances in all these aspects. So that is the meaning of Sankirtana. So as here in the Purport, Prabhupada mentions that Hare Krishna mantra can be chanted both softly, that is Kirtana, to oneself, or loudly, that is Sankirtana, in the association of all other devotee. Therefore, it is called as mahā-mantra or great hymn. So there is no restriction on time, place, circumstances. One can chant only at this particular time, say Gāyatrī. One has to take bath. In fact, there is a particular time period as well. 3 sandhyas. Even though we may not, because of circumstances, we may not be able to strictly follow that, but there is a time period mentioned. Only during that Sandhya Muhurta. Sandhya Muhurta is, 2 praharas, I think around 48 minutes. During that period only one is supposed to chant. And you should take bath. And which direction you should face while chanting Gayatri mantra. All these things are mentioned. But whereas Hare Krishna mantra, since it is Maha-mantra, so there are no such rigid rules and regulations as meant for other mantras. That's because in Kali Yuga, people cannot, if you enforce these kind of rules and regulations, they will not be able to chant. It's very difficult for general mass of people to take up this chanting process. That's why when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was in South India pilgrimage, so the very purpose, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, everyone asks, what is the reason why you want to go to South India pilgrimage? You yourself is a place of pilgrimage. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, no, I have my brother Vishwarupa had left home long back. So my father even died out of his separation. So I want to search. I want to go to South India and search somewhere. I came to know he's in South India. So this is the external reason which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tells to everyone. But internal reason was, later he reveals to only confidential devotees, I want to inundate entire South India with Krishna Prema by distributing this Hare Krishna mantra. So there Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, without any discrimination, whether a brahmana, kshatriya, whether male or female, qualified or unqualified, without any distinction, without any discrimination, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu encouraged everyone to chant. Wherever he is going, when he finds any person, he would catch hold of his hand, and with humble mood, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would say, please chant, hey bhai, please chant. Chaitanya Charitamrita, hey bhai, please chant, this life is very, very precious, don't waste this. Please chant Hare Krishna mantra. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's potency was so much, the moment Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would tell this, they would start chanting. And there Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami mentions, each and everyone who received direct Hare Krishna mantra from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, irrespective of caste, creed or any community, they all become spiritual masters. They went out to their village, they started preaching Hare Krishna mantra. So each and every one of them became spiritual masters. That is the potency. That's why in the beginning of Chaitanya Charitamrita Adi Lila itself, while glorifying Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearance, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami chants that famous verse, Anarpita Chiram Aram Charim Chirat Karunaya Avathirna Kalo. Why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has appeared? He has appeared for some special purpose. What is that purpose? Anarpita Charim Chirat Karunaya Avathirna. Chirat means for a longer duration of time, one particular activity was not done. What is that? Samarpitam Unnatojvala Rasam Swabhakti Shriyam. Unnatojvala Rasa. That topic, that Unnatojvala Rasa, was not actually discussed, neither it was discussed, nor it was told to anyone, nor it was given to anyone. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared for that very purpose, special purpose, to distribute that Krishna Prema. Namo Mahavadanyaya, Krishna Prema Pradhayate. So Namo Mahavadanya is most magnanimous. Why? Because he appeared for a special purpose to distribute this Hare Krishna mantra or to expand the Sankirtana movement. Because that is the need of the hour. That is the need of the hour. So without any Vedic rituals, without any much rules and regulations, people should be encouraged to take up this chanting process. So that's when they can take the proper benefit of this Hare Krishna mantra. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu personally appeared. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appearance reason is mentioned in the Adi Leela. Further it is mentioned that why did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyasa ashrama? He is the Supreme Lord himself. He was very well situated. He was called as Nimai Pandit. Pandit means a very great learned scholar. He had his own school. He would teach grammar, logic, all these subject matters in his school. So he was already popular, and already Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was doing is some planned activity. But why did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas? So that is mentioned in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Why did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas? So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was trying to preach, because when he was in Grihastha ashram, his father passed away. After that, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes to Gaya. He meets Sri Ishwarapuri, spiritual master. He receives Hare Krishna mantra. Officially, that was the first time Chaitanya Mahaprabhu received Hare Krishna mantra from his spiritual master. Then he comes back and he starts chanting the Hare Krishna mantra. Not only chanting, he also started preaching to others about Hare Krishna mantra. So in this activity, some of his already confidential associates. I think your volume, it's echoing. So already some people, those who are close associates, were actually taking up Hare Krishna mantra, Sankirtana movement and chanting. But what was the purpose? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu didn't wanted to deliver the Hare Krishna mantra only to his close circle of people, not to only to his confidential servitors. So that's mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita in the Adi Leela itself, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu thought, I wanted everyone to be immersed in the inundation of love of Godhead, but some of them have escaped. Therefore, I shall devise a trick to drown them also. So then, to trick them and to bring them to this chanting of the holy names, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu decides, okay, let me take sannyas. Because I'm a grihastha, I'm not a sannyasi. At that time, the Mayavada philosophy was widely spread. Mayavada and Buddhism, these were the two main religions at that time. Vaishnavism was not so, the presence was not so much felt. So people would generally give more respect, reverence to the Mayavadi sannyasis. So that's another reason why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyasa from a Mayavadi sannyasi. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu takes sannyas. So then it's further mentions about 24 years Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was in Grihastha ashrama. First, after 12 years he got married. Then till 24 years, towards the starting of his 25th year of his age. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu takes sannyas. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu feels that the reason why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to take sannyasa was that impersonalists, fruity workers, false logicians, blasphemers, non-devotees, and lowest among the student community, they are very expert in avoiding Krishna consciousness. So only confidential associates were becoming devotees, but these this section of society, they were not taking to Krishna consciousness. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted them also to take Krishna consciousness. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu takes sannyas. Then after taking sannyas, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu observes that attention of all those who have evaded him, beginning with the logicians, everyone, they started coming to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu because now he has taken sannyas. He is in a renounced order of life, which is the highest among the spiritual orders, whether it is social or spiritual, among the both, it's the highest. So they started coming to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So then the students, infidels, fruity workers, critics, all came to surrender to the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So in the process of this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu even liberated mlechas, yavanas, lowest among the mankind, all those kinds of people he avoided. But still, there was one section of society which were not becoming devotees. Who were they? Impersonalist, Mayavadi philosophers. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu observed, okay, so these people still are not coming to Krishna consciousness. I am not able to influence them. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu further plans how to even influence them, how to infect them with the Krishna prema, chanting of Hare Krishna mantra. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was going to Vrindavan, so he crossed through Varanasi. Correct, right? So when he was going through the Varanasi, so many Prakashananda Saraswati disciples, Varanasi is the कहते हैं ना मायावादों का गढ़ है, उनका capital है. So they were all there. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was carefully avoiding their association. Not to for any reason, he would never associate with them, not even seeing them. If they are coming in one particular road, he would change the road and go into some other road. So they were observing that, why this man, even though he's a sannyasi, especially who has taken sannyasa from Kesho Kashmiri, Mayavadi sannyasi only, but why is he avoiding our association? And instead of doing activities which are supposed to be meant for sannyasis, he is engaged in chanting and dancing like a very sentimentalist. So they were actually blaspheming Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So even though he is sannyasi. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did not react. He did not even respond to them. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Vrindavan. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Mathura, from Mathura. So while coming back, after having darshan from Mathura, then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went back to Varanasi again. So he went to Varanasi. So there he was staying at the house of Chandrasekhara. Even though he was a Shudra by birth, but Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was staying at his house, and he used to take prasadam at another brahmana, Tapan Mishra. So in that place, that's the place where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught Krishna Prema, or teachings of Krishna consciousness to Sanatana Goswami. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was teaching Sanatana Goswami, so Chandrasekhara and Tapan Mishra one day comes to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and they were very unhappy. So, my Lord, we know that you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and whatever you are doing is perfect. It's a religious principle. But we are so unhappy, we are so disturbed by the blasphemy of Mayavadi sannyasis which are casted towards you. So why don't you please remove us from this dilemma? Why don't you speak to them? Or why don't you even preach to them? You have converted many ignorant, tamasic people into Krishna consciousness. But how come you are not touching this Mayavadi sannyas? So when they were putting this request in front of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and another brahmana comes to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu already had said that I will not accept any more request for prasadam. Only I will take it in Tapan Mishra's house, because so many people would come to request Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, please come to our house today for the prasadam. So this brahmana comes and he very hesitantly requests, Mahaprabhu, I know you have already taken a vow, but still I request that you please come to my house to take prasadam, to honor prasadam. And I have also invited all the Mayavadi sannyasis of this Varanasi. So if you come, it will be a great opportunity. By your darshan, by your glance, they will also become purified. So please come. So then Tapan Mishra and Chandrasekhara Acharya, they both will tell Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, no, Mahaprabhu, I think we should go. Please go. Please accept this invitation. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes. So Prakashananda Saraswati was because he was the head of all the sannyasis. So he was seated on a very high seat with a respectable seat. So as soon as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu goes inside, he offers obeisances to all the sannyasis, and he goes and sits in one of the corner, a unclean place, not so well kept, or not a respectable place. So when Prakashananda Sir sees that, he says that, oh my dear, why are you sitting in that unclean place? You are a sannyasi, that too from our own sampradaya, Mayavadi sannyasi, you have taken sannyasa. So why are you sitting in that place? Please come here. So then he starts inquiring from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that, I have heard about a lot about you, that you are not actually reading any Vedanta, not engaged in any meditation. Instead, you are chanting and dancing, sometimes acting like a madman without caring for any external circumstances. So this behavior is not ideal. I see you as a very young, brilliant sannyasi. But why are you doing this kind of activity? So that's the opportunity which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was actually waiting for. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu starts conversation with Prakashananda Saraswati. So it's mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's answer to his question was, Prabhu kahe, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied, Suna Shripad ihara karana, Guru mora murka deki karila shashana. So he says, Suna Shripad, he's addressing Prakashananda Saraswati with great respect. Shripad, like Prabhupada also, when he's addressing Shankaracharya, Prabhupada mentions Shripad Shankaracharya. Like we mentioned, his grace or his divine grace. So, or Srila, so like that. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu replied to Prakashananda Saraswati, my dear sir, kindly hear the reason. My spiritual master considered me as a fool, and therefore he chastised me. Murka tumi tomara nahika vedanta adhikar Krishna mantra japa sada yehi mantra sar. Murka tumi, you are a fool. Tumhara nahi ka Vedanta adhikar. You don't have adhikara to read or understand the Vedanta philosophy. So, Krishna mantra japa sada, yehi mantra sara. You chant the holy name of Lord Krishna. This is the essence of all the mantras or Vedic hymns. Yehi mantra sara. Sabhi mantron ka sar yehi hai Hare Krishna mantra. इसी के लिए सिर्फ आप हरे कृष्ण मंत्र जप करो, काफी है आपके लिए, और कुछ और किसी की जरूरत नहीं. कृष्ण मंत्र हईते हबे संसार मोचना, कृष्ण नाम हईते पाबे कृष्णेर चरणा. Simply by chanting holy name of Krishna, one can obtain freedom from material existence. Habe samsara mochana. One can get liberations from this material entanglement. Indeed, simply by chanting Hare Krishna mantra, one will be able to see the lotus feet of the Lord. Just by chanting Hare Krishna mantra, one will be able to see the lotus feet of the Lord. Then further Krishna Mahaprabhu continues, Nama vino kali khale nahi ara dharma, sarva mantra sara nama yehi shastra marma. In this age of Kali, there is no religion principles other than the chanting of the holy name, which is the essence of all Vedic hymns. This is the purport of all scriptures. Like Srimad Bhagavatam is the essence of all Vedic literatures. Saram Saram Samudrityam. So we'll come to that about Srimad Bhagavatam, which is considered as the essence of all Vedic literatures. And essence of Srimad Bhagavatam is what? Devotional service. And topmost devotional service activity is chanting of the holy name of Lord Krishna, which is elaborately described in the conversation between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Rai on the bank of Godavari river. So chanting of Hare Krishna mahā-mantra is the highest kind of activity a person can perform in this world. So that's what my spiritual master has said. Then further Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this is the purport of all the scriptures. Yehi shastra marma. Then eta bali eka shloka sikhaila more, kante kari ye shloka kari he vichar. Next important thing is that after teaching this mantra, what my spiritual master did was, after describing the potency of Hare Krishna mahā-mantra, my spiritual master taught me another verse. After telling about Hare Krishna mantra, he taught me another verse, and after telling that verse, he also told me, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saying, advise me to always keep it within my throat. Kante kariye shloka karihe vichar. Keep it in throat and always contemplate. Kariye vichar. Contemplate that mantra. Generally, it is said, no? कहते हैं ना कि कुछ इंपॉर्टेंट बातें जब बोलते हैं तो गांठ बांध के रखो. गांठ बांध के रखो मतलब it's very important. You should always remember that instruction or remember that verse. So my spiritual master said, you keep this mantra in your throat and always remember. And what is that mantra? Hare Rāma, Hare Rāma, Hare Rāmaiva kevalam, kalo nasteva, 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 gatiranyata. So for spiritual progress in this age of Kali, there is no alternative, there is no alternative, there is no alternative to the holy name, the holy name, the holy name of the Lord. So alternative also is mentioned 3 times and holy name also. Nasteva, 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 or nameva, nameva, nameva. So this because of this is such an important mantra. So along with Hare Krishna mantra, my spiritual master told me, and always remember this. The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, because I have received this mantra from my spiritual master, and since then I am strictly following this instruction of my spiritual master, because following the instruction of the spiritual master is the life and goal of the disciple. So that's why I am following this, and I don't see any other mantra required other than this chanting of Hare Krishna mahā-mantra. Then further discussion continues, and we know that how Prakashananda Saraswati along with these thousands of Mayavadi disciples, they all take to chanting of Hare Krishna mantra. They surrender to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this was the purpose why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas. He just wanted to attract even that kind of a crowd. Like how in the Srimad Bhagavatam, even the previous chapter where Lord Varaha's appearance was described. So there Prabhupada mentions that the Lord appears in even these in so-called condemned species. Boar or suar is generally not a pleasant animal as such. So suppose if it is a peacock or some deer, still okay, some good animal, some good bird. But boar or these kind of living entities generally are not too attractive. But why Lord takes? Because Lord wanted to attract even those living entities, those who have taken birth in those condemned species of life as well, like fish, boar, or any other such incarnations. So similarly, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu accepted sannyas to attract even those kind of persons, those who generally would have not taken to devotional service, or not taken to chanting of Hare Krishna mahā-mantra. To teach this principle, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu takes sannyas, and then he starts vigorously preaching, Mayavad, whether they are Mayavadis or impersonalists or non-believers of God or ignorant masses of people. So he started converting everyone to the chanting of the holy name. Then further, what happens in the further Adi Leela itself, Chaitanya Charitamrita mentions that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this Hare Rāma mantra, he received from his spiritual master. Then, in another place, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu elaborately describes what is the meaning of this Hare Rāma mantra. Hare Rāma, this verse. So, what is the actual meaning of this verse? So, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentions, in one of the chapters, it mentions about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's after the childhood pastimes, before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas. So those pastimes are very elaborately described in Chaitanya Bhagavat by Vrindavan Das Thakur. So there Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami mentions that I am not going to elaborately describe all these pastimes because they are already described in Chaitanya Bhagavat. So I'll just explain those pastimes are those philosophical aspects which are not elaborately described in Chaitanya Bhagavat. So he explains about one such pastime where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu who took the form of a boar incarnation and got up on the shoulders of Murari Gupta, and then they were both chanted very jubilantly. So these are all very not elaborately described in Chaitanya Charitamrita. So then after this pastime, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu starts giving instructions to another devotee, Shuklambar Brahmachari, another devotee of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained very elaborate the import of the Hare Rāma shloka mentioned in Bruhad Naradiya Purana. Hare Rāma shloka is meant from Bruhad Naradiya Purana. So there Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Hare is giving instructions to Shuklambar Brahmachari. Hare Rāma, Hare Rāma, Hare Rāmaiva Kevalam, Kalo Nasteva Gatiranyata. Then, Kali Khale Nama Rupe Krishna Avatar, Nama Haite Haya Sarva Jagat Nistar. In this age of Kali, the holy name of the Lord, the Hare Krishna Maha-mantra is the incarnation of Lord Krishna. Simply by chanting the holy name, one associates with the Lord directly. Anyone who does this is certainly delivered. Just like how in the other portion of Chaitanya Charitamrita it was mentioned, by chanting Hare Krishna mantra, one will be able to see the lotus feet of the Lord directly. So here it is mentioned that simply by chanting holy name, one associates with the Lord directly. Anyone who does this is certainly delivered. Then, Dhardya lagi Hare Rāma ukti tīna var, Jadaloka bujhaite puna ekakar. This verse repeats the word Eva 3 times for emphasis, and it also repeats 3 times Hare Rāma, the holy name of the Lord, just to make common people to understand. So why these 2 words Hare Rāma and Eva, that means certainly. So it's repeated 3 times. Generally when we have to stress upon some point, so we repeat once or twice so that it gets registered in our mind, registered in our memory. So that's why this word, both the words are repeated thrice. Then further Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, Kevala Shabde Puranapi Nischaya Karana Jnana Yoga Tapa Karma Adi Nivarana. The use of the word Kevala, that means only, prohibits all other processes such as cultivation of knowledge, practice of mystic yoga, or performance of austerities and fruitive activities. Hare Rāma, Hare Rāma, Hare Rāmaiva Kevalam. So why that word Kevalam is used? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is further expanding that what he discussed with Prakashananda Saraswati is further expansion of that same Hare Krishna mantra's elaborate purport is that Kevala is used to prohibit all other processes such as cultivation of knowledge, practice of mystic yoga, and performance of austerities and fruitive activity. Sometimes we may say, says like certain portion of Srimad Bhagavatam explains or gives importance to about performing austerities. tapasa, brahmacharyena, or performance of some charity, in glorification of particular activity of one devotee. So certain principles would have been explained or elaborated or given a importance in that particular portion. But actually, where the word kevala means that we need not have to depend on any other method. This method is complete in itself. That's why it's sankirtana, samyak kirtana. It's a complete glorification. One need not have to take to any other method to achieve the desired success or to see the lotus feet of the Lord. Further, anyata ye mane tar nahi ka nistar, nahi, 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 ye tina eva kara. This verse clearly states that anyone who accepts any other path cannot be delivered. This is the reason for the triple repetition of nothing else, nothing else, nothing else, which emphasizes real process of self-realization. Okay, this is the only method which will give deliverance. And what about others? Okay, others also may give. It may take long time, but here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying that will never give. One cannot be delivered by following those processes. If you want deliverance, you have to take to this chanting of the holy name of the Lord only. Truna haite nichahana sadha labinam apani nirabhimana anye dhinaman. So now, glories or importance of chanting Hare Krishna mantra, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explained. So now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu start explaining about what should be the mood of a devotee when chanting Hare Krishna mantra. Like what are the do's and don'ts for a devotee. So far Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said about do's, some don'ts, like we should not take to any other processes. So what should be the mood of a devotee? So chant the holy name always. One should be humbler than the grass in the street and devoid of all desire for personal honor, but one should offer others all respectful obeisances. Like it is said, chanting itself is a complete process, and like any other mantras or any other processes, there are no hard and fast rules or regulations for chanting this mantra. So even though there are no rules and regulations, but of course there are. What are those? Only what should be the mood of a devotee. What one should supposed to avoid is that he has to remain humbler. Basically, the Shishtastakam prayers, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is presenting it in a very summarized form in these verses. Taru samash nahishnuta Vaishnava karibe, bharsana thadene kare kake kichuna balibe. A devotee engaged in chanting the holy name of the Lord should practice forbearance like that of a tree. Even if rebuked or chastised, you should not say anything to others or retaliate. So this should be the mood of a devotee. Neither we should expect anything for us, nor when someone chastises us, nor should we just react to them. That's the ideal character of a devotee. Kati leha taru yana kichuna bolaya, sukhai mare tabu jala na magaya. For even if one cuts a tree, it never protests. And even if it is drying up and dying, it does not ask for water. So that's why taroriva sahishnuna. One has to tolerate, one has to become tolerant like a tree. Then, next important quality a Vaishnava should always carry, which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is explaining. Yehi mata Vaishnava kare kichuna bhagiba. Aya chitra vritti kimsa sakafala khaiba. Thus, a Vaishnava should not ask anything from anyone else. If someone gives him something without being asked, he should accept it. But if nothing comes, a Vaishnava should be satisfied to eat whatever vegetables and fruits are easily available. So this is the one kind of a strict vow, like Madhavendra Puri had taken this kind of a vow, where he had taken a vow not to go and beg from anyone. He would accept only whatever comes on its own, or whatever on its own means whatever Krishna sends it. In case if for any day, for any reason, if he did not receive any bhiksha, he would fast for that day. So this is one kind of a which devotees like Madhavendra Puri had taken. Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu continues, Sadha nama laiba yarta labete santosha yeita achara kare bhakti dharma pasha. One should strictly follow the principles of always chanting the holy name and one should be satisfied with whatever he gets easily. Such devotional behavior solidly maintains one devotional service. Then further Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, one who thinks himself lower than the grass, one who is more tolerant than a tree, and who does not expect personal honor, yet is always prepared to give all respect to others, can easily always chant the holy name of the Lord. So this person can chant, one who practices all these things. Urdhva bahukari kahon suna sarva lok, nama sutre granti parakhante yei shlok. Raising my hands, I declare, everyone please hear me. String this verse on the thread of the holy name and wear it on your neck for continuous remembrance. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is repeating what he had heard from his spiritual master. That Hare Rāma verse, he said, you keep it in your throat. So like here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is instructing Shuklambar Brahmachari that after instructing about the glories of holy name, importance of holy name, and what mood one should carry while chanting the holy name. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying, one should string this verse on the thread of the holy name and wear it on your neck. Ghat bandh ke gale, gala vastra kritanjali, in one of the Vaishnava prayers we hear, no? So I tie a cloth on my neck. That shows that, I am very, very humble. That's a surrendered mood. So one should thread on the holy name and wear it on your neck for continuous remembrance. So because if it is on the neck, we can always remember. If we keep it something on the throat, we can always remember, meditate on that particular verse or particular instructions. So these are the instructions from Chaitanya Charitamrita, which directly Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, who appeared for a very, very, very particular special purpose to spread the holy name to the general mass of people. So he is teaching about how a devotee should chant and what a mood he should carry. So like in this verse, like Kaśyapa Muni, he chanted Gāyatrī mantra. So he was in trance. He controlled his speech. He was meditating on the impersonal brahmajyoti. All these things are there. But what Prabhupada mentioned here is that Kaśyapa Muni appears to be an impersonalist. Comparing his character with that of Thakur Haridas, he has referred above. It is clear that personalist is stronger in sense control than the impersonalist. So the sense control becomes easy. What about sense control? Even seeing the Supreme Lord face to face, seeing the Supreme Lord's lotus feet directly, all will become easy. All will become easily possible by chanting the holy name of the Lord, at least in this Kali Yuga, present age. That's one of the most easiest method. That's why here Prabhupada mentions that. So controlling the senses for a devotional service or personalist, one who is practicing devotional service, is much, much easier compared to that of an impersonalist. We have seen in the previous couple of shlokas how, even though it's not that Kardama Muni was ignorant, he did not know religious principles, he knew everything. He even warned his wife, this is not the right time to it's not the right time to unite. But still Kaśyapa could not convince his wife. So there Prabhupada mentions that, even though he surrendered to his fate and decided to fulfill her desire, but it was not that, he was fully controlled of his senses. If he has wished, he could have even averted that situation, just like how Haridas averted, not once, like in the previous class we heard, that twice in that, 2 occasions. Once where Ramachandra Khan sends a prostitute, another time where Mahamaya herself comes. So, but if someone is a practitioner of devotional service, one who is completely surrendered to the Lord, for them controlling the senses becomes very easy. And because he is surrendered to the Supreme Lord, when it comes to such kind of a tricky situation, the Lord will protect the devotee personally. How to come out of that situation, that we can see from Haridas Thakur as well as in the 3rd canto itself, where Kardama Muni and Devavati pastimes as well. Similar type of a situation arises, but still Kardama Muni is glorified, and the son who was born was the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself, not a demoniac person like Hiranyaksha and Hiranyakashipu. So finally Prabhupada mentions that mahā-mantra is so powerful that one can chant loudly or softly in any condition and is protected from all the evils of material existence. So the mahā-mantra, Prabhupada is compared to Gāyatrī mantra and mahā-mantra. So one is supposed to be purified after taking bath and Gāyatrī mantra and chanting Gāyatrī mantra. But the mahā-mantra is so powerful that one can chant loudly or softly and in any condition, and is protected from all the evils of material existence. So by chanting Hare Krishna mantra, because it's the Yuga Dharma, so one will be protected from all evils of material existence. The Lord will give that intelligence, that how a devotee can avert that kind of even the influence of the material existence. With this, I'll stop here. Grantara Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki, Vitaya Go.